Hi everyone, it's Doobie here with DubiTV. Hey, we're going to learn how to get more out of life in this DubiTV series here. And I'm going to teach you and give you tips and inspiration and guidance related to lifestyle, business, family, and wellness. So please comment below if you're tuning in for your first time and if you're catching this on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Excellent. So I'm just back in now from New York City. Had an extraordinary day yesterday. Everything is blooming. 50 acres of the sprawling Riverdale Park along the Hudson River there, just absolutely spectacular. Spring was in the air everywhere, and it was just wonderful. Margie and I took our son Gali there, who's beginning his next part of his career in Manhattan and globally as well, but he'll be based in Manhattan, and this is very exciting. And we had a phenomenal day yesterday, and we took, I want to say I must have walked about 17,000 steps yesterday, and just enjoyed just being outdoors, enjoying it had rained earlier, but by the time we got there, the rain had stopped, and it was just absolutely spectacular and just beautiful. You can go into my profile and see a few of those pictures there from all the dogwoods and the cherry blossoms and many other beautiful blooming trees. I was just coming from Boston, you know, it's really beautiful to be able to see a preview of what's to come for some of the trees that haven't started blooming here yet. Lilacs are already blooming in New York City, of course, and we don't lack any tulips here. We don't lack daffodils. They're all over my front yard and just absolutely brilliant. So, okay. So in this show today, we're going to be talking about 5 ways to save money by going green. A few of the health challenges going green can impact, and what greenwashing is and why you should care. But first, I just want to tell you a little bit. I want to say early in the 90s, someone introduced me to the company that I'm connected with here. And one of the first things that really grabbed my wife Margie here was the green cleaners. These were the first biodegradable green cleaners that came on the planet here. They were very effective. They were economical, and they really were biodegradable, not just the 25-year time frame that you get when you hear from the EPA that you can write biodegradable on your products there, just by having 25 years of biodegrades. Ours biodegrades probably within the ones that we're using here within 30 days, and most of it probably within 24 hours. That's pretty remarkable. At any rate, Margie had some allergies and some issues going on with that, and the bottom line is that when Margie started using these cleaners and a few other products like some vitamin C and some alfalfa and what have you, all her allergies symptoms, she used to sneeze at least 1,000 times before I could say God bless you. She did another 1,000 times that she would sneeze. Okay, maybe not 1,000, but maybe 100 for sure. And at any rate, once she started using the green cleaners within our household, and once she started taking some of these few supplements, she could be around flowering plants. Margie used to be in charge of one of the largest nurseries. And at any rate, thank you, Jody, for joining me. Great to have you here. And Margie was in charge of a huge nursery, but what she was in charge of basically was the propagation aspect, because she couldn't go near any flowering plants. And all along the sides of the houses and everywhere we were, hey, welcome, Gali. There were lots of flowering plants, and I know some of my favorite flowers, jasmine for sure, that has a very strong fragrance. Margie couldn't be anywhere near that, and that's true of many other of the flowering plants. And at any rate, when we came back from Israel, where she had been living with me, to the States, and we started building our landscaping here and planting plants, it wasn't until we really switched over our cleaners that she was able to not have to sneeze 1,000 times. And we finally found a cleaner, dishwasher too, that not only cleaned the dish, but they also were good for the earth, and that's really important. But it also, if you look at a product like Cascade, this thing was like 1/4 the cost of what it would cost to use Cascade or something like that. So pretty remarkable. At any rate, we've had some remarkable experiences. We raised our children in a home that didn't have any bleach, didn't have any of these chemicals in here. They've had extraordinary health, and we wish them only to continue with such great health. And it's really important. I know that Roger and Sloan Barnett had a child that had asthma, and this is a big issue in this country. 1 out of every 13 kids has had asthma, and this has really been increasing since the 1980s. So Sloan and Roger Barnett ended up on Oprah's show and telling their story, how they have a child that for generations they looked back and nobody had issues with asthma. And it wasn't until they switched over to going to green cleaners, and not just green cleaners, but really solid biodegradable green cleaners here, that it really helped to dramatically impact their son's health. So there's at least 6 epidemiological studies that have been found, and one strong link between the use of certain cleaning products and asthma. Our homes have become a toxic waste, and we inhale them, we swallow them in our food, in our water, we absorb them through our skin. Anything that touches our skin is going to make a huge impact. So lots of people are using a lot of products they get at those big box stores, be it BJ's, Costco, and whatever else, and they think that they're saving a lot of money by buying this huge thing in bulk. Then they start washing their clothes in it. First of all, the clothes end up getting worn out much faster. The machines get worn out even faster with a lot of these toxic chemicals that are being used. They're not doing any favor to the earth, that's for sure, as all these chemicals go into the waterways. And on top of that, when you wear the clothes, all those chemicals get onto your skin. What gets onto your skin, we know, gets into a bloodstream, and it's really wreaking a lot of havoc there. Pregnant women pass them through the developing fetuses through the placenta. That's a big, huge issue here. And we've contaminated, and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention conducted a very comprehensive study of Americans age 6 and older. And what did they find? They found that we're contaminated by 148 specific toxic chemicals. And the good news is, though, that we can say, go back to that, there is that, these 148 specific toxic substances are not going to be found in most, or a lot of green products, that's for sure. Blood levels in children have dropped significantly, and that's the good news. Unfortunately, most Americans, especially children, have dozens of pesticides and other toxic compounds in their bodies, many of them linked to their health threats. We know insecticides and all kinds of things that they, especially with the lawns turning green here, can make a huge, huge problem here. Some break down to metabolites and some of these chemicals and the substance they break down into, called metabolites, stay in our bodies only for a short while, passing out again within a matter of days. Others are more persistent. They circulate in our blood or lodge in our fatty tissue, in our muscle, in our bone, or our brains and vital organs for years. And in most cases, we don't even know they're there. But this is not a case of what you don't know can't hurt you. Body burden experts call the total amount of chemicals and pollutants that are present in our body at any given time our body burden. According to the EPA, over 100 chemicals in household products cause tumors. More than 200 are linked to reproductive issues. Over 300 cause biological defects. Nearly 400 irritate skin and eyes. Ouch. Almost 900 are highly toxic. More bleach, more infections. Researchers from the Center for the Environment and Health in Belgium looked at the potential impact among more than 9,000 school children and found that the frequency of flu and other infections were highly related. Yes, of course, 20% higher. I want to say, having that bleach in our households cause a lot of issues connected with the flu. So, there's a potential impact among more than 9,000 school children that they studied. And the frequency of flu and infections were 20% higher in bleach households, and the risk of recurrent tonsillitis, 35% in bleach households. So get the bleach out of your houses. Most household all-purpose cleaners contain an array of chemicals that can be harmful on their own and can become even more dangerous when combined with others. 5 easy ways to save by going green. Number 1 is use an all-purpose cleaner. Buy super concentrated products. I love this product right here. This is called Basic H2. This came out, it says 50 years, but it came out in 1960, so you can do the math already. It's already more than 50 years. We're talking about, I think, something like 69 years almost, I think, if my math is off there. At any rate, it's a long time ago, and it replaces here 5,824 bottles of 26-ounce window cleaners. All those chemical ones there that have ammonia inside them, have all kinds of junk in there. If your window cleaner costs $3.69, that's like $20,000. That's huge. So, it's one thing to be able to use a green cleaner and feel good about it. It's another thing to be able to save a lot of money and make it economical. And if you follow the directions, more is not better. So this is, I know, an Oprah show when she talked about the hand dish kind of stuff, that you really want to make sure that you use like a drop or two, because otherwise you're going to have suds going all over the place. I Love Lucy there. And the whole house could be filled with suds. Okay, maybe not that much, but at any rate, more is not better. So you want to follow the directions when you're doing that, really critical. And you want to buy the largest size available. Stop buying unnecessary cleaners like sanitizing gels, dryer sheets, laundry pods. The less packaging, the better. Let's talk about greenwashing, making products appear more environmentally friendly than they really are. It's a really big, big problem. So there's no rules on green, as we know. The government doesn't really regulate terms like natural, non-toxic on product labels. And there are no rules governing which ingredients qualify as green. A 2011 study found that fragranced green cleaning products contain virtually all the same levels of VOCs, the volatile organic compounds, as traditional products. And what about laundry? Conventional laundry detergents have many of the same chemicals in them as all-purpose household cleaners. And they pose the same kinds of dangers. So why would you want to be using those? They include synthetic surfactants, wetting agents, and of course fragrances, which are problematic on their own. That's a whole different topic. But wait, doesn't all that stuff come out in the rinse cycle, you ask? No, it's designed to stay in your clothes. Here's the most important thing to understand. Clean has no smell. Here's what's in many everyday fabric softeners. Toluene, can't even pronounce half of these names, timothy benzene, styrene, which are neurotoxics, the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health, as well as phenols and xylene. And speaking of static cling, let's talk about drying sheets. They're made from synthetic fabric and or polyethylene foam, which means they're not biodegradable, so they fill up the landfills. Woo! That's something we don't want to be doing here, and we know we've already filled them up quite a bit. And China doesn't even want to get our products that we're filling up with the landfills at this point. It's causing a lot more issues here. So in the same harmful toxins you'll find also in fabric softeners. And because you use them in the dryer, there's no rinse cycle to dilute or disperse them. And the heat of the dryer vaporizes some of these chemicals, sending them straight into your home through the dryer vent. Look for these in a green cleaner. So here are some of the things you want to be looking for. You want to make sure that they're free of harmful chemicals, phosphates, nitrates, VOCs, and dyes. The surfactants are biodegradable. That's really critical. And that they're made from sustainable ingredients. The fragrances are all phthalate free. And the packaging, that's really critical too, is 100% You want to make sure that they're super concentrated and affordable, and they're never tested on animals. If you'd like to learn more about ways to get clean and stay green, hey, join me for this week's free wellness webinar. Okay, so we just had this wellness webinar, so don't join me already, except for maybe in one of these share parties. But I'm going to give you a link down below here. It was called Healthy Home, Healthy Planet. This was a remarkable program that we had. We had Jen Armento, who is the founder of the Green Mamas Movement, who is our speaker. And this Green Mamas Movement is a community that teaches families how to live more naturally and reduce their environmental impact on the planet. So she was talking about the impact of going green and how to save money by changing what you use to clean your home. So definitely I'm going to put a link below, and you can also make a comment that you're interested in that as well. The shocking truth about store-bought cleaning products is some of the things she's going to talk about, how clean and green can save you money, and which eco-friendly, economical household cleaners does she recommend, plus much more. So I'm looking forward to sharing that information with you down below there, and hope that you'll be joining me in maybe a watch party, or maybe you'll just go on your own. As a matter of fact, you can join my VIP Wellness Resource Center, where that article and where that webinar is literally right inside there. And as a member, you'll have free access to my digital library of ebooks, webinars, archives, and resources that cover important issues on health, digestion, supplementation, going green, and so much more. So thanks so much, all of you, for watching DubiTV live here, DubiTV, and I will be back next Monday. We'll already be in the month of May, and the month of May is all about women's health. So we'll be talking a little bit about women's health there as well. So thank you all so much for joining me, and look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great